Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor or Ask the Doctors this morning. I'm Dr. Michael Lange. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. Folks, it's nonstop since April of 1993. I tell you, time flies when you're having fun. We have the longest running medically hosted live radio talk show in the country right now. And I said, it's Dr. Susan Summerton and myself, Dr. Michael Lange. And this show is dedicated to you, the listener, the viewer, the consumer, the patient that's out there. So it's a live call-in show. No matter how simple or complicated your question is, we will try to answer it to the best of our ability. And here's the phone lines. I'm going to give it to you twice. Write it down. 813-282-8283. That is 813-282-8283. So we are both board certified optometric physicians, certified nutritional specialists, and Dr. Summerton is fellowship trained and a diplomat in the nutritional arena as well. And so we use this to our advantage to help our patients at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. So it's eye care with a nutritional twist. And remember, we are also the formulators, and I'm the founder of Fortifeye Vitamins, a fully transparent supplement company based on the right ingredients, right science, right for you philosophy. And you can learn more about Fortifeye Vitamins at fortifeye.com. That's Fortifeye, fortifeye.com. And let me give you one more phone number. The phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. We do take orders on Saturdays until 3 o'clock. The Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala is open until 3 o'clock. And the Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater is open till 3 o'clock. And I think I will go by there today from 1 until 3. So this is early May 2025. I will be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center today from 1 to 3 if you want to come by and pick my brain regarding nutrition. All right. I want to take this opportunity to wish a very happy and healthy birthday to Dr. Susan Summerton. She's the birthday girl. Good morning, Dr. Summerton.
Thank you. Good morning to all our listeners and encourage callers out there. Give us a call. Give me a birthday call. Ask us some questions and we'll figure out the answer and help you get to a healthier, happier. And we all want more and more birthdays, at least once a year. Keep going.
Absolutely. Until 110. We're going strong. Almost didn't make it to the radio station today, so I'm kind of like the mailman. Neither the rain, the snow, nor the hippie race out in front of Bayshore will keep me away. Yep, there's a big race with, 50,000 people in it this morning. So I got up early because I was notified. So I took my vehicle 2 miles away, and I do have this cool little scooter now, and it's in the back of the truck. And so I took my vehicle 2 miles away, parked it on a road that I can get out and come to the radio show, and then went back to sleep, from 6 till 8, actually. And then got up and got on the little scooter and scooted through the crowd and made it back to my truck and made it to the radio show. So we are live today, so give us a call. And Dr. Summerton is live in the studios with me. We're broadcasting from Salem Media here in Tampa, Florida. Phone number for live call-in show. It's a free consultation. Give us a call at 813-282-8283. That is 813-282-8283. I do want to mention a lot of you are taking a product called Fortifeye Focus. And Fortifeye Focus, I developed this, close to 20 years ago. And we've revised it multiple times since. This is a supercarotenoid. We were the first in the industry to put lutein, zeaxanthin isomers, and astaxanthin in a gel cap. Well, it is now in a micro gel cap. So it doesn't say it on the label. On the website, it does say that. So if you buy Fortifeye Focus now, you might think you're getting the wrong one. It is not. It's a tiny little red capsule. It's not as big, the black and marbled red color as it was. So it's going to be very easy to swallow. It's a micro caplet. It's the same exact formulation. As a matter of fact, Kimon Industries has modified and enhanced their lutein and zeaxanthin, and we're using that new form. It's more concentrated, and we don't have to use as much of an olive oil delivery system, and it absorbs even better. So things just keep getting better and better. So remember, that's Fortifeye Focus, and that helps increase macular pigment density. It helps your focusing, and everybody that's on a computer, it helps protect your eyes. And it's why I'm 60 now, I think, and I don't need reading glasses. Well, we have a lot of people taking Fortifeye Focus, don't we?
We do. And Focus is actually one of my favorites. It's very easy to take, and now even easier that it's smaller. And it's a very safe supplement for everybody. We all need that lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin. Lutein and zeaxanthin comes from our green leafy vegetables, our orange vegetables, which we do encourage you to have in your diet. But unfortunately, it's really tough to get enough. And we want those 3 nutrients to get into the brain. So they have to cross that blood-brain barrier. The brain's going to take what it needs first. The brain's kind of greedy, which is a good thing because the brain needs it for cognition and thinking. So only if there's enough left over from that does it make it to your macula, that center of the eye. And then once it reaches the macula, there are little yellow pigments that act like that internal sunscreen to absorb any damaging blue wavelength light. So we hear a lot about blue light glasses, but we really want to get the sunscreen part on the inside to do what our eyes are naturally supposed to do. So we want to increase those lutein and zeaxanthin and the astaxanthin levels to really help us with all our screen time, because we know everybody out there, we can't avoid the screens. So we got to do all we can to live in this kind of modern world. And that's just an added safety protection that becomes a very simple, just little small red pill to swallow now.
And after cataract surgery, this is kind of an insurance policy. I like to tell people this. Remember, cataract was kind of God's way of protecting your retina from the harmful sunlight that contains UV and blue light, and maybe even protecting you from the digital world that we live in. Well, now you've got a little pill you can take that increases this macular pigment density, protecting your retina from these harmful rays. So I recommend it definitely after cataract surgery, even more than prior to cataract surgery. And also, all of you young children out there and parents and grandparents of young children that are on the computer all day long or their iPhone all day long, Fortifeye Focus is easy for them to swallow. Very good. There's no contraindications. Mackenzie, my youngest daughter, who's 19, has been on it, since she could swallow it when she was, I think, 4, she started taking it, or 4 or 5. So it's called Fortifeye Focus. Check it out at fortifeye.com. All right, we can get loaded up on the phones. Let's see. I think the first caller is Sharon in Williston. Sharon, good morning. Oh, I got the phone dial. All right. So I think, and then Roger in Chicago, I lost him too. So they're both gone. All right. So you guys call back. My bad. I don't know how to operate the phones. 813-282-8283. I promise we'll get to the phones immediately. And once again, 813-282-8283. So what are we going to talk about on Dr. Summerton's birthday? Well, we're going to talk about, before we take the next call, what is the number one thing you can do? We've discussed this before. The number one thing anyone out there can do for high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, depression, macular degeneration, glaucoma, breathing issues, psychological issues, dry eye. What is the number one thing you can do? Well, believe it or not, weight management. And we're going to talk a lot about that. And we're going to talk about an easy way an easy way that you can follow to help you lose weight. But now we're going to go to Mary in Dunedin. Mary, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Dr. Lang, good morning. I've talked to you before. In fact, when you had your office over on in Dunedin, I used to go to you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm in my late 80s, and this is what I take. I take your Fortify, but what you're talking about now comes in a different form. I take multivite. I take C. I take B12. I take D3. I take a couple of cranberries. And my question is, and I take your whey protein isolate, which I'm running out of. Okay. So my question, and I take a probiotic. And I take a calcium and K4 force because I have scoliosis.
Right.
Okay. And osteoporosis. And that I have back pain, but what am I gonna say? My question to you is, I used to take resveratrol, and I just got NAD. NAD, that nitro. How do you say all that thing? So I'm thinking, should I include with all this other stuff the resveratrol and the NAD? What's that? Nitro, NAD, NAD, NAD.
Oh, NAD?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So those two are sitting here. I have the two. And I probiotic.
Right.
My question to you is two questions. Should I start to include resveratrol and the NAD, and then I take your isolate? Protein isolate, which I'm running out of, which I like because there's no flavor,
right,
and I'm not crazy. So, or should I take a stronger protein because of my age? And I really don't have much going on. I take liothyramine for my thyroid, and thank God I have a couple of valves that I've had forever.
Right.
But I really don't have anything.
So, Mary, I'm gonna address this. Number one, you said you're taking a multivitamin, right?
I take your multivite.
Okay, so you're taking Fortify Complete or Fortify Macular Defense, one of those, right?
I take your Fortifeye Vitamin, your Fortify you were talking about, that comes in another form now.
Right.
Focus.
Oh, the Focus?
The Fortifeye Focus, yeah.
All right, so you're not taking an over-the-counter multivitamin, right?
No, I take yours.
Good, yeah, because most multivitamins have beta-carotene in it, and I don't want anybody taking beta-carotene because it can block the absorption of the important things for the retina, the lutein, the zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. If you're taking our Fortify Complete or our Fortify Macular Defense as a multivitamin, eye vitamin, you don't need any additional resveratrol or NAD, okay? Because that is in those multivitamins already in some studied ratios. Now, resveratrol and NAD precursors are actually very good for you, okay? So it's not going to hurt you to take it, but if you're taking either our Fortify Complete or our Fortify Macular Defense, you don't need to take it because all of that is already in the supplement, okay?
Okay, I forget the name of the gentleman who was with you for a while there, a doctor, but then he moved on, I guess. And he was the one that suggested your advanced nutrition Fortify multivite.
Good. Yeah, that was Dr. Hall. And yes, that's a great multivitamin. That's kind of your baseline, the Fortify Complete Advanced Nutrition or Fortify Macular Defense. It's really basically almost the same supplement. That's great because that gives you everything. It gives you all the C, the D, the 8 forms of E, all the B complex in the methylated form, the resveratrol, the niacinamide. It gives you saffron, lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, black currant, CoQ10, acetyl L-carnitine, alpha lipoic acid. The list goes on and on and on in ratios that we have studied. And so remember, more is not necessarily better. And all of this works synergistically together. I take it. My family takes it. I think Dr. Summerton takes it. So we all try to take it. I think the supplement regimen that you're taking, it sounds very good. I don't think you need to take more whey protein. one scoop of that whey protein is giving you 21 grams of the best, most bioavailable protein known to man. If you want to get more protein, you can add some milk, A2 cow's milk or goat's milk to it. And you can make a smoothie, add a pineapple and some banana or some baby leaf kale and just blend it all together. And that's a complete meal. So I think you're on the right track, and that's why you're going to make it to 110, Mary.
Well, that is my goal. It's I have this scoliosis, which is a pain in the back, but I don't take. I'm an RN, and I don't take a lot of pills. I do not like to, and I don't take Tylenol and all that kind of that kind of stuff because I want to preserve my kidneys and my liver. So okay, so the isolate you think is enough. I do take it with a milk with milk, and I do oat milk. So I'm running low on the back to the multi-light. I'm running low on it. So if I call in and say and order it from you, will they send me this product, the good product again, or how do I explain that to the person who's on the phone taking the order?
You'll call and they'll answer the phone, and you just tell them exactly what you want. They'll take care of the order. It'll actually ship out today from our Clearwater location. So if you call before 3, it'll ship out today. And if you get a voicemail, just keep calling back until somebody answers. They will eventually answer, but they can't answer the phone if they're taking an order. Okay.
Okay. And then just say one more time briefly. I know you got a lot of calls about the resveratrol and the NAD. I should hold on that, or maybe just throw that in too. No, I don't want one working against the other.
I honestly don't think you need that if you haven't already bought it. I think all of that is in the supplements that you're currently taking. So I don't think, and remember, more is not better. If you take too much resveratrol, it acts like a phytoestrogen, and you don't want that. So I don't want you to take versus Fortify supplements, okay? And need to be spending much stuff.
Okay. Also, I do take C and other stuff. I do take it, and more is not, the Fortify.
A little vitamin C is not going to hurt you. And if you think you're getting sick, you can trip up on your vitamin C. But we're going to have to take some more calls, Mary. So I appreciate your call.
Okay, so online, besides the Fortify, how do I reach you? How can I reach you online if I have questions?
You can just go to fortifeye.com, and there's a section, the doctor on there. It comes right to my email.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We're going to get back to Sharon in Williston. Sharon, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning. I was calling because I had my yearly eye exam and was told I had Demodex in my eyelashes, and it forms an exudate my eyelashes to itch, or eyelids to itch. And wondered if you could tell me what causes that, and how long do I have to do hot soaps, and will that cure it, or will it come back, or what information can you give me on that?
Well, Demodex is a mite that is not that uncommon in our patients. We see it daily in our clinic, and Dr. Summerton at the bit to talk about this right now. I'm going to let her explain it.
Yeah, they are actually little eyelashes. We can actually look at them directly under the microscope and see them. And the main thing when we see that is they've studied it for years, what would get rid of them. And it's active ingredient in tea tree oil. So we do want you to do the hot compresses that you already mentioned, but adding, our favorite is the Optace with tea tree wipes that we recommend. And you want to do that twice a day, but you need to do it for a full 6 weeks every single day to get through that full cycle of the mites. They used to be kind of traditionally treated with ivermectin. If the tea tree wipes aren't enough, there is a prescription drop available. It is hard to get and expensive right now, but that's another option. If it's called Zemdevi, if the tea tree wipes aren't enough. And then also in our office, we have the IPL treatment. You may have heard us mention we use it for dry eye treatments, and it's intense pulse light. And we use that also kills those mites and treats that blepharitis at the same time as treating the dry eye. And that's our in-office procedure that we do every 2 to 4 weeks for 4 sessions.
Okay, so
Sharon? I think we might have lost her, Sharon. So you can look at tea tree oil lid wipes, or Williston's not that far from Ocala. You could always go to the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, right on State Road 200 across from the Paddock Mall, 2-story building. We're upstairs. And you can buy the Optase tea tree oil lid wipes, or you can go to fortifeye.com, go to the eye care section, and then you can go to the Optase tea tree lid wipes on there. So those work. And like you said, you can't just do it for 5 days. You got to do it, I think it's 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks. And that usually works very well. And then if that doesn't work, we can always prescribe the medication Dr. Summerton talked about. And we can certainly do the IPL. And remember, the IPL, Intense Pulse Light Therapy by Opti Light, that's Lumenis Opti Light, is also the only FDA-approved light frequency for dry eye. So it works amazing. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It helps get rid of Meibomian Gland Dysfunction. That's the root cause of dry eye, and kill those little mites at the same time. All right. So hopefully you got that going, and we lost you there. Anyway, I hope that answers your question, Mary. All right. Phone lines are open. If you got a question, give Dr. Summerton and I a call. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. We're actually coast to coast on the Ask the Doctor network, and it's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on what part of the globe you're actually watching or listening to this. So the phone number is 813-282-8283. That is 813-282-8283. Before we take the next call, I just want to mention, we started off the show talking about weight management as the number one thing you can do for your overall health. Well, we just kind of redid a section on the website. It makes it really easy for all of you guys and gals that are trying to lose weight and you can't for whatever reason. Like, I've got 2 people come to mind, good friends of mine, Tony and Scoobs, and they have both lost 200 pounds. Actually, Tony's lost over 200 pounds. And, through the Fortifeye Fit Pro and the Fortifeye Survival Diet. And anyway, you can learn about this, how to lose weight. If you don't want to take the Fortifeye supplements, that's fine. At least use this as a template. We give you recipes and pictures of these recipes that we've developed on the Fortifeye website. So go to fortifeye.com, go to the bundle section, and go to Healthy Weight Loss Bundle. Healthy Weight Loss Bundle. And you're going to see a supplement that we've created where you take the organic blue-green superfood. It comes with your choice of protein. It comes with enzymes and probiotics. And you use that as a meal replacement each day, but not at the same time each day. And that will help you lose weight because it's going to speed up your metabolism while reducing calories dramatically. It's going to give you 16 servings of organic fruits and vegetables, enzymes and probiotics, and the top protein on the planet. And you use that as a meal replacement each day. On Monday, have it for breakfast. Tuesday, have it for lunch. Wednesday, have it for supper, and then twist it around again. And then for the other 2 meals, you can look on that website at the bottom, and it's got pictures. We got about 40 different meals that we've prepared. We tell you the exact recipe and show you a picture of it. If you eat one of those meals for the other 2 meals, and then you go for a walk in the morning, or treadmill, elliptical trainer, stationary bicycle, something for 1 hour first thing in the morning before breakfast. I mean, you can lose a half pound a day, and some people lose a pound a day. Now, most of the people that are losing a pound a day are the ones that are, just consuming way too much food for supper. Remember, supper should be your smallest meal. A lot of people are eating spaghetti and 8 meatballs, and then they're having cheesecake, and they're having a Coca-Cola, and they're having all sorts of food. I mean, they're getting 5,000 calories at one meal. So remember, a pound is 3,500 calories. So it's simple math. You burn more than you eat, and you lose weight. So with that, I got to mention, we're working on something, and Dr. Summerton's been involved in this with me. It's going to make things even easier than this, and it's called Fortifeye Fit Meal. And we just tried the third prototype, and we got to make it delicious. This third prototype was pretty good. The chocolate and the vanilla, weren't they?
It was, and I just tried it yesterday, and it was, and it makes it. We all know people have busy lives, and it's really hard to eat healthy on the run. And so we're trying to create something that you're putting good food, good nutrients in your body that's quick and easy, so that we know you're getting those nutrients to help you live that healthy lifestyle.
Yep. And this Fortifeye Fit Meal is going to come with 25 grams of grass-fed protein, 14 carbs. Now, a lot of you are thinking, wow, 14 carbs, that's a lot. Nope, because we're going to have 10 grams of fiber, a special fiber we've worked on using acacia fiber, apple pectin, and flax, all organic in a 3-to-1 ratio of soluble to insoluble. So now you only have 4 net carbs and only 250 calories, 26 organic fruits and vegetables, 4 fat burners, prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, enzymes, and we're going to have some GLP-1 receptor agonists, something like allulose in there. And it's going to be delicious and creamy. It's called Fortifeye Fit Meal. We're still about 2 to 3 months from having it available. So in the meantime, look at Fortifeye, look at the healthy weight loss bundle on Fortifeye, and follow the directions. If you want to lose weight, you can. Now, remember, you got to have willpower, and you got to have discipline and a little bit of sacrifice to lose weight. But like I said, Tony and Scoobs and a lot of other people, but just those are 2 that have been guests on the radio show, and maybe they'll be guests again in the very near future. Hint, hint to Tony especially. They've lost the weight. They have the willpower. They had the discipline. I mean, these guys have lost over 200 pounds in, a relatively short period of time naturally. All right, we're getting ready to go to the next call. If you got a question, 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Remember, we are inundated with calls now since we're a global entity. So try to leave your question to 1 question, maybe 2 tops. All right, let's go to the next call. I think it's Steve in Clearwater. Good morning, my friend Steve. How are you?
Happy birthday, Dr. Summerton.
Thank you very much, Steve.
And thank you for spending it with us. We appreciate it. You could be out partying. Listen, being that it is Mother's Day, and this question might throw you for a loop, you might have to answer it next week.
Tomorrow.
Are there any diseases and eye diseases that are far more common in our mothers, our females, than our males?
I would say definitely dry eye is, we see that in both, but we definitely see it more in women based on hormonal changes than we do in men.
Have there been any drugs developed taking advantage of those hormonal changes?
Well, I was actually reading a study, and it actually tied lack of testosterone in women to the dry eye. We used to think it was just going through menopause and sort of assumed it was the estrogen factor, but they're coming up on a new study relating it to, because women do have testosterone as well, and that could be a reason why it's more in women than it is in men.
Oh, that's fascinating. Well, that's my 2 questions. I'm limited, as Dr. Lange just put the limit on.
You can ask another question, Steve, if you like.
Okay. One real quick question. I have been, that woman, Mary, that called in, whatever she's doing, everybody has to do, because she has some voice characteristics that are very common in very elderly people over 100, which means that we know that there's certain voice. I'll explain this sometime. There's certain voice parameters she has, which will indicate that she's going to live a lot longer.
Wow. How do you think? Do you think she's like 114 maybe?
No, well, she could live that long. How old is she?
I don't know. What did she say? She was 88, 89?
I'm not sure, but I'm curious, Steve, what do you think our voices, how long we're going to live?
Well, it depends if you don't kill each other in the office.
Now listen to my voice, Steve. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
No, but She is, and it's what, just think about it. Think of how you've helped her over the years. I mean, she would not be as in good a shape as she is now. So, I think when people call like that, they're very inspiring to other people.
Amen.
And congratulations to Tony and Scoobs. That's very, very hard to do what they've done.
Yes, it really is. I agree.
It's very, very, very hard, and nobody knows how hard it is. In fact, let me tell you one thing about obesity. Right now, what we consider the cure for cancer is a 5-year survival. If you go 5 years, most people consider you cured. Okay, that's over 50%. Do you know what percentage of people who are, by the definition of obesity, 20% over their normal or regular weight, can keep it off for 5 years? 2%, which means cancer is 20. You divide 50% cure rate for cancer with 2% for obesity, and cancer is 25 times more curable than obesity.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate those calls. That was some great information there.
Okay, God bless you.
All right, you take care. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. I am here with my birthday girl, Dr. Susan Summerton, and myself, Dr. Michael P. Lang, P for Paul. If you got a question, give us a call at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. So, once again, the website is fortifeye.com. Remember, I redid the website. And if you go to the website, go to the bundle section, Healthy Weight Loss Bundle, read up on how to lose weight, a healthy way to lose weight, and then go to the pictures at the bottom. And there is a section you can click on that takes you right to the Lange Survival Diet. And the Lange Survival Diet also has these images again and the recipes for 40 different meals that will help you lose weight. And there's plenty of food in that, so you're not going to be hungry. Remember, lifestyle changes, dietary changes, we're going to help you with inflammation in your eyes and in your body, both eyes and body. And that's going to parlay into the next topic we're going to talk about in a minute, called function. And Meibomian gland dysfunction is when the Meibomian glands all along your lower and upper lids get inflamed and blocked. And it's really, I think, the number one cause of dry eye as we mature. Believe it or not, an anti-inflammatory diet similar to the Lange Survival Diet will help. Cut back on caffeine. 2 cups of coffee, I think, is good. And there might be some studies that indicate 2 cups of coffee is good for dry eye, but anything above that becomes a diuretic, and it's very bad for Meibomian gland dysfunction and dry eye. Lid hygiene, we were talking about Demodex mites, is crucial for Meibomian gland dysfunction. So cleaning and scrubbing your eyelashes when you're in the shower, or using lid hygiene, pads first thing in the morning and right before you go to bed. We like the Optase tea tree oil lid wipes, the best. And then certain supplements, the Fortifeye Super Omega or Super Omega Max, studies indicate you need about 1,600 to 2,400 milligrams of the triglyceride or reesterified triglyceride form omega-3. Black currant seed oil, which has GLA in it, is also really good because it stimulates something called series 1 prostaglandins. That's a whole show in itself. Lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin also have some merit and some evidence supporting decreasing inflammation in the Meibomian glands and reducing dry eye problems. So our Fortifeye Advanced Dry Eye Therapy Kit has all of that in it. So check it out at fortifeye.com, Fortifeye Advanced Dry Eye Therapy Kit. And then hot compresses a couple of times a day for 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to talk about some other things that we can do for Meibomian gland dysfunction. But we're getting loaded up on the phone, so let's take some calls first. Let's go to Tina in Sarasota first. Tina, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for taking my call. How are you?
Very good. And yourself?
I'm fine, thanks. Okay, so I've been dealing with this for quite a while, and I've been through all the counties. And what it is there's eye film that truly just builds up. So I'm on your website, and I apologize. I don't get to hear you every Saturday, but it's a little overwhelming, and I just I don't know which one to pick. So I'm thinking it's the Super Omega because it just builds up, and I know the eye doctors say not to pull it out, but you don't have a choice because it burns and it blocks your vision.
Okay, so you've got a film over your eyes. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it builds up because the dry eye. I guess it's MGD.
Right.
And then I have like Sjögren's disease.
Sjogren's, right?
That's what they're saying it's affecting it, I guess.
Right. So this is great. I mean, this is what we deal with on a daily basis. My dad was a rheumatologist, so he used to refer me all his patients for this, the patients that have dry eye and dry mouth. And that's why we developed the Fortifeye Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. There isn't anything like it on the market right now. We've taken the most advanced triglyceride form omega-3, put a bottle in a box. We've taken a customized black currant seed oil that I made with 140 milligrams of GLA. We have it made in Denmark, not China. And we put that bottle in this box. And then we're taking our Fortifeye Focus that we talked about in the beginning of the program that has the lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. We combine it all in a box, all 3 bottles, and give you a dramatic discount. And you take that, daily, and it's not instant gratification. It takes a while to work its magic, but it lowers inflammation, all inflammatory markers, and it lowers inflammation in the meibomian glands. When you combine those supplements with some lid hygiene, cleaning your lids, and then hot compresses, it can be amazing how well it helps your dry eye. Oftentimes, these patients are, wanting to have procedures done like LipiFlow or IPL, and we'll start them on this regimen first. Proper lid hygiene and proper supplementation. Also drink plenty of water. And it's amazing how well people can do. And the good thing is, if you do this and it still doesn't work after 3 months, then we know you've actually tried that. We know the next step in our dry eye therapy for you, next step to take to help eliminate your symptoms.
Okay, so we're looking at, because I've been a guinea pig for years, but I don't mind trying. Now I did whatever you just said, the LipiFlow, it didn't work, all this fish oil. So I guess I just need to know which one to pick to buy.
Yeah, I would go to Fortifeye Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. Okay.
Okay, instead of trying to find it.
Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. If you go to the eye section, eye care, it will be on there. Or go to dry eye. That's one of the segments. It'll be on there. It's called Fortifeye Advanced Dry Eye Therapy.
Advanced. Okay. I'm looking at it now, but I can't seem to find it. Now, do your wipes lead this? I'm sorry, I'm keeping your time. Do these wipes put something on your eye? Because that almost, I guess I have long eyelashes too, or that's what I've been told. And it almost, some of the wipes I've tried just haven't worked.
Yeah, I would try them. It has ingredients that helps to kill off the pathogens that are hanging out on your eyelids, okay? It can actually get rid of all sorts of things. A lot of pathogens hang out on the eyelids, right, Dr. Summerton?
Right. And one thing that I was just thinking about that Steve brought up too, that we kind of failed to mention, that's kind of obvious, especially women more prone to dry eyes, we are wearing makeup a lot. And so all those little particles hang out along your eyelids and can clog those glands. So if you're wearing makeup, we're not going to tell you to stop wearing makeup, but make sure you do clean those eyelids before bed so that it's all clean while you're sleeping, because that's when your eyes heal and repair themselves, is during sleep. And that's why plenty of sleep, adequate sleep, helps dry eye too, because you're getting that healing and repair overnight that your eyes need.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want that film on the eye. Like whatever it keeps on your eye.
So you're talking about actually in your vision film, or you feel it on your actual skin?
If I'm talking about the eye whites, it leaves this almost greasy something on your
So
eye.
you don't actually, the purpose of the wipes is to cleanse the eyes. So if that film bothers you, you can go ahead and just rinse it with water after as well. Some of the wipes actually say that on the instructions to rinse after.
Right. I tried. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if it stayed on there, but it's okay to rinse on yours. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate your time. I will look for this advanced. Do me a favor. I'm so sorry. Can you please say it again? The
Advanced dry eye therapy. Yes, advanced dry eye therapy. And you get confused, you can always call the toll-free number and just talk to a girl that answers the phone.
Okay, fair enough. And you're thinking like if I'm like very disciplined and I take it for 3 months, then we'll know where I'm at.
I think so. Most of our patients do get some pretty good symptomatic relief at 3 months. And also, if you have your blood test, you'll notice things like triglycerides come down, cholesterol ratio improves, inflammatory markers in the body improve, skin health, hair health improves, joint pain improves. So it's not just for the eye, it's just total systemic health benefits. Okay. Now, it's not a miracle cure. All right. But it's giving you the nutrients that your body is thirsting for. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I just found it. Advanced dry eye therapy. You know, like
You
the
got
3
it.
words you just told me.
Amen.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I love your show.
All right, Tina, take care.
Happy birthday. And
Thank
you
you.
again.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. We're getting ready to take a next call in just a second. I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins. It's 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And I see Sally in Dallas, Texas, chiming in on my Instagram stating we're coming in loud and clear on a Christian network in Dallas, Texas. Hallelujah. At least somebody's hearing us in Texas. And one more time, the phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Or go to fortifeye.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortifeye.com. All right, we're going back to the phones. I think it's Diane in Bradenton or someplace like that. Good morning, Diane. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, and happy birthday to Dr. Summerton.
Thank you, Diane.
I wanted to ask your formula for weight loss. I'm not overweight anywhere except belly fat. And I wondered if your formula addresses that as well. I'm a walker, runner still, and I do hair analysis to supplement with,
right?
And for food recommendations. I don't know if y'all have ever incorporated hair analysis in your regimens there, but it's worked for me for about 30 years.
Absolutely. It is very, very accurate. As a matter of fact, we had the founder of Reboot as a talk show host with me, co-host not too long ago in Ocala. I think he's going to be a guest on the show again coming up. And he uses some of this advanced type of analysis. It's a non-invasive way of helping to determine what deficiencies you have. So the hair is a really good way of doing that. Yes.
And the lady with the scoliosis, I have a book from Dr. David Watts, who has a lab in Austin, Texas. And the high tissue copper is commonly found in patients with scoliosis. So it might do her well to do a hair analysis and see if her copper levels are really high.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. And so your formula again for weight loss, would that address the belly fat that I'm trying to get rid of?
Absolutely. This will help you speed up your metabolism. Okay. And if you use this, the healthy weight loss bundle as a meal replacement each day, but you got to trick your brain. You can't have it every day for breakfast, every day for lunch, or every day for supper. So one day you have it for breakfast, one day you have it for lunch, one day you have it for supper. That way your body doesn't go into starvation mode and you don't slow down your metabolism. And if you take that healthy weight loss bundle for one meal a day, but at a different time each day, and then follow the Lange survival diet. And I already have those recipes on the website. The pictures are up there now. And
Okay.
you don't have to follow the exact, but use that as a template for your other 2 meals, and then keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're ahead of the ball game. You're doing all the exercise. You're very intelligent. You're already in tune with nutrition. So remember, walking first thing in the morning is crucial before breakfast, because
Right.
you
Right.
want your glycogen is already burned out because you're sleeping. And if there's no carbohydrates in your system, you're burning pure fat, going right to that belly fat when you're walking or swimming or treadmill or biking, whatever you're doing. And you have to try to do it for an hour in the morning. I know Dr. Summerton exercises for an hour. My wife, Tammy, exercises for an hour in the morning. I'm just not a morning person. I do it at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. But, and Dr. Summerton has done very well. I mean, she's won a lot of awards training, and she's like an Iron Woman these days.
Oh, wow.
I think that's a little exaggeration.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And that's the weight loss bundle, you
Right,
called it?
It's called Healthy Weight Loss Bundle. If you go to fortifeye.com and go to the bundle section, just click on Healthy Weight Loss Bundle, and you pick
Okay.
your choice of protein. So you could pick the vegan protein, the whey isolate, or the super protein, and then you pick your flavor you want, and then it comes with organic blue-green superfood, a bottle of enzymes and probiotics, and then you read the directions and follow everything exactly to the T, and then in a month, you call us back and you let us know how you're doing in a month.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you. All right.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
And
You too.
Diane, try
Love your
not to overly stress about it, because that cortisol that you can release from stress
Yeah.
contributes to that belly fat. So that's
Ab-
one of the difficult
I'm-
things, is to not
Yes.
overly stress.
I know the adrenals have a lot to do with it. Yes.
And
Thank you.
And so sleep is so important. Remember, if you're not getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you got to do whatever you can to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. For some reason, with women, it has been shown that women that get 7 to 8 hours of sleep can lose 32% more body fat. So I need to get more sleep. That's for sure.
Well, I do too. I'm still working, and I take care of a disabled adult child, so I'm busy. So I know my adrenals are stressed too. So with all that, but thank you. Y'all have a
Our
good day.
pleasure.
Good luck,
Bye-bye.
and keep us posted. All right. So we were talking about some things to help Meibomian gland dysfunction. We talked about diet. We talked about the supplements. And so a lot of people have done things like Thermal One Touch and LipiFlow and iLux, and they still have dry eyes. And we're doing Opti Light now. We have the only Lumenis Opti Light IPL in the villages, Ocala, Leesburg, Gainesville. And we've done lots of patients since we've had it. And these patients that have had blocked meibomian glands, and literally we've tried everything. And remember, we go that extra mile. We've tried everything we can under the sun before recommending the IPL. And the IPL has been a godsend. It works amazingly well at unclogging those meibomian glands. And then, every now and then, once in a blue moon, we may get somebody that's even resistant to that. And that's where meibomian gland probing can come in. And Dr. Maskin developed that right here in Tampa. And that's also a great procedure that you can have done if you have this chronic meibomian gland dysfunction. But like I said, we've got a lot of things we can do to help with that. And, I don't think we got a lot of time, but I want to briefly mention this about cold plunges. We've been trying to get to that. Everybody thinks cold plunges is great for them. But Dr. Summerton, we got to rethink cold plunges, especially if we're wanting to build muscle, don't we?
Right, because after you're working out, a lot of people you have heard you should go into the cold plunge, but you got to watch the temperature, because if it's too cold, they did a study at 46 degrees Fahrenheit that actually blunted that nutrient delivery into, you're trying to get those protein after, those amino acids after. And if you get in that cold water for the 3 hours after, there's a 68% drop in that muscle blood flow and 30% reduction in the amino acid uptake. So just be careful about that.
Maybe a hot bath is better. And we got 22 seconds. You got to tell everybody goodbye.
Wishing everybody a healthy day. Remember, a little bit is better than nothing at all. You can be a weekend warrior and go do about 150 minutes of exercise Saturday and Sunday, and it'll make a difference.
Thanks for tuning in to Ask the Doctor. We're out of here. God bless you and God bless America.